Hey, welcome to the I'm Possible show. And guess what? You want to know how your sales can snowball? We are here with the I'm Possible marketing magicians, and we're going to talk about the power of continuously showing up. And I really want this just to be a behind the scenes kind of thing because we're coming off some incredible success stories of some clients and our own stuff. So maybe I'll just drop the mic over to me or Ashley to kind of talk about the concept of continuously showing up.
Well, first of all, I want to just congratulate Ashley, who's running ads for this client of ours, because the ads freaking killed it. And I don't know if you've seen them in your news feed. If you are a product-based business, you probably saw a bunch of Christmas themed or holiday themed ads. And that was all Ashley's doing. She freaking killed it.
Thank
But
you.
more specifically, this episode, we want to talk about the power of consistently showing up. And you've heard us talk about this one particular client a lot because when we started with them, they had, what would you consider that? A one-to-many like group coaching program, I think they did.
One-to-one, well, mastermind, high-end mastermind.
High-end mastermind for product-based businesses, and they worked one-on-one with clients, and they wanted to grow and expand their reach to more product-based businesses. So when they came to us, they just had a dream and an idea to do that. And we really coached them through the whole process over the course of a year and a half of creating how to create and launch a course, how to run challenges, their micro offer funnel that's freaking killing it. And so we are now a year and a half in with working with them, and we saw some phenomenal results. And I want Ashley to share what amazing ads results and everything that we got.
Keep talking. Let me pull up some numbers really quick.
Okay. So just to give you some preface, when we spoke with them, they're product-based coaches and they help other product-based businesses. There is nothing in the market like it that I've seen for product-based businesses. There's a lot of info products and marketing and online gurus and whatever, but not specific to product-based businesses. So we already knew that they had a good corner of the market there. And we coached them to do two types of challenges, and they only run these two types of challenges every year. And the first one is Rock Your Holiday Promotions, which is running right now. And then the second one is Bestseller Secrets, which runs like spring, summertime. So this is their third time running this challenge. And the first challenge, I don't know if we can remember numbers the very first time, but
yeah, they wanted to invest 2,000 in ads initially because they've never run ads before, a little scared, and it was their first time like selling things online like a digital product. And so it did so well because we added a tripwire, a $27 tripwire after they opt in. They were making back about 35% right away, cash on cash per day. Every $100 you'd spend on ads, they got $35 to $40 back right away before they even offered their, digital product for $1,000 at the tail end, which made them a lot of money. It was 50K in short of sales in 30 days. And then we ended up going to about I think it was around 9,000 in ad spend, Mia, if I recall. Because after the first 2,000, they were seeing they were getting money back right away. And they're like, oh my God, this is really working. And they were getting leads at about, I think $5, $4 cost per lead. So things were just going so well. So they were very scared at first to spend money on ads, but as they started to dip their toes in the water, so to say, they then kind of kept going towards the deep end because they, we started swimming.
Well, most people walk into challenge promotion understanding that they're going to lose money on the front end. So you have some sort of budget, like say $5,000 or $3,000 that you want to spend. And you have this understanding that you're going to spend that money, you're going to do the challenge, and then you're going to sell them into something higher and make that back. And then some, hopefully. So most people go into a challenge at a deficit. When you're getting 35 cents to every dollar back, you kind of go, oh, okay, let me reinvest that into more ads, because that's just more reach that you're going to get. More people into your challenge, more percentage of people will then upsell into your larger offer. So I think we ended up spending around $9,000 that first challenge. But Ashley, give us some numbers from this round.
Sure. So we have run a few challenges this year. They weren't this specific challenge that we're running right now. But so I had a few numbers in mind. With their average cost per lead generally for a challenge lead is anywhere from $5.50 to $6. So we are anticipating that as a cost per lead. Their average tripwire conversion is usually around like 5 or 6%, I would say. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
And then we had a budget initially going in of about 15,000. And I was like, okay, great, ready to go. And then the day before we were going to launch ads, our client asked us the question, what if we went and had a $30,000 budget instead?
It's always the 11th hour,
Right.
like, but what if we just did this?
And that's an amount we can definitely spend in the amount of time. My concern is that if your account, and this was something we've learned over time, if your account is not the hard way, right?
Yeah, the real hard way.
If your account is not used to spending a certain amount of money a day, and then you just come right out of the gate blazing and you're spending, you're used to spending about $100 a day. And then you say, okay, now I want to spend $1,500 a day. Your account isn't going to really be able to manage to know how to spend that amount of money. Facebook's going to say, and kind of like freak out, not be able to distribute it correctly. You're going to see very high cost per leads and not really know why. Like everything else looks great. Your click-through rate's great, your link click-through, your CPMs, everything's great. And you don't really know why you have a high cost per lead. And generally it's because you've shocked the system. So that was my concern going into this. I was like, yes, we can definitely spend that money. But let me kind of ease into it. So their account's used to spending about $1,500-$1,600 a day. After that, it kind of, breaks down a little bit. So I started in going at about $800 a day, and we were able to scale it up to $2,200 a day in order to hit their budget within about 4 days. Maintained a cost per lead. It was so exciting, of anywhere between $3.50 and $4. Amazing. Like this is almost half of what we thought it was going to be. So this was not only are we doubling the budget of where we thought we were, tripling it from last year, we're also have decreased the cost per lead exponentially. And then we found the cherry on top of all of this is that our tripwire was converting at, I think, 8 to 10% in the beginning. And they were actually
10%.
making money on the tripwire for the first, 4 or 5 days, Maria? We were watching the numbers come in, and they made so much.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We do the stats daily of like percentage of revenue in per ad spend. And normally we're used to seeing, 30% revenue.
Which is great.
Yeah. And they were getting 300%. Like for the first day, like $1,000 spent, they made like 3,000. I kept refreshing, thinking I was looking at the wrong screen, because I couldn't believe it. Like we think it should go to the Facebook Hall of Fame. I think, Mia, those were your words.
Yeah. I mean, I looked at it and I was like, your ad spend is 5,000. Your revenue is 7,000. And I think this was like day 3 or something like that. And I'm like, what? Like put the pedal to the metal. Let's go. It didn't stay like that, right? So
no, it leveled off. So we had about 10 days where we were spending this budget, and then it leveled off about, I would say like 6 or 7. The cost per lead went up to about, sorry, my dog is crying. If you can hear my dog crying.
Okay, I was like, what is that noise?
Yeah, my husband's working outside. My dog's crying. So our cost per lead leveled off around like $4.50. We scaled up even a little bit more. So it's around $4.50 to $5, still below the threshold of where we thought it was going to be. We wound up coming in spending about $21,000 and having just over $15,000 in tripwire revenue. Amazing. Like seriously amazing. Yeah.
Incredible. And then what I can't believe is that they haven't even sold their core product, which is the whole purpose of doing this challenge, right? By the 3rd or 5th day, you sell your thing. And, those, if they stick with the percentage conversions, they're set up to make 5 times probably back their ad spend easily.
So the power of consistency, this didn't happen overnight. This is not the first time they've run this challenge. This is not the first time or the 3rd time that they've run a challenge. They've had 5 challenges.
Yep. I think I've worked on 4 of them.
Yeah. So this might be their 5th challenge that they've done in the course of a year.
Mm-hmm.
We started with the holiday season last year, August, September time. And so this is like the 5th challenge that they've run in a year. So they didn't get these numbers just by like being awesome or just by like the amazing ads that Ashley's ran, although they look phenomenal. They got it through consistently showing up on their podcasts each week, consistently talking about their offers, engaging in their audience, growing their audience. It doesn't happen overnight. They didn't spend $20,000 in ads in 10 days overnight. They started with a $2,000 budget and then worked their way up based off of the numbers that they saw that came in. So it's really important to understand that where people are in their major successes, there's so much work and consistency that happened in the years leading up to that. Super important.
Well, it also goes back to, as I always say, going back to your numbers too, being able to know how much you've spent in the account, what your account can manage, and what you can expect with the money you're putting in. So we were able to tell them, yes, we can increase the budget higher than we've done in the past, but this is what might happen if we do that. You might see, a higher cost per lead. You might see this. So we were able to help and kind of like brace for that if it came, and it never really came. So that was great. But knowing how to, be consistent with what you're doing, keep showing up and repeat what works and tweak what doesn't every time.
Mm-hmm. And Sally, you had a huge part of that because you handle their social organicness.
Yeah, you can't believe I literally invited hundreds, not tens, hundreds of people to like their page in the last 2 days. And they did, and many of them did. They went up, oh gosh, it's probably nearing 300 people liking the page in just 2 days.
What are some of the strategies that you've done? Because you've been working with them for a year as well. All 4 of us have had a hand in this client success. So what have you done over the last year to help grow their audience?
When I first started, it was because the ads costs started going up, and Maria said, you need to hire Sally to reply to everybody's comments and everything. And obviously that strategy worked pretty well. So what I've been doing is I go in and of course I get their notifications because I'm on their page and in their ad account, even though I don't run the ads, Ashley does, but I get the notifications of everything. Mm-hmm. So that's really important because it tells me all day long and half the night sometimes who's doing any kind of interaction with their page and their ads. So then it gives me the opportunity to not only comment and reply to the folks that are commenting on the ads, but also to invite them to like the page. And it works very well, but you have to do it consistently. I mean, that's the whole key to this whole conversation is consistency.
Right.
You've got to keep doing it on a regular basis. And that's why they hired me to do that.
Well,
so
and the ninja
week.
Yeah.
They're doing, they are rocking. They're rock the holiday season.
and there's a ninja tactic, Sally, if you could share, because anyone listening right now, you really should consider doing this, especially if you do host a challenge or any sort of event, because we do have Black Friday, Cyber Monday coming up. So I hope you're all planning for that and going to have a Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale or event. Talk about the Facebook group event invite kind of ninja tactic, because they never have done that. And then when I said in the last strategy session or whatever, a few weeks ago, and make sure you do that for this challenge, that was one of the days where the sales of the tripwire spiked significantly. So go for it.
Yeah, when you do that, you set up an event in your group, and and I'm laughing, Ginger made a post that made me laugh. You set up an event in your group, and then it says invite all members. I do have to tell you that it invites most of the members, usually all the members, until you start to grow to the point like they're over 3,300 members now. It won't invite all 3,300. However, it will invite a good share of them. So you want to make sure you use that feature, because inviting as many as you can is better than inviting none, because they'll get notifications and they'll get reminders. And so that's what brings in more people that show up to whatever live you're going to do or whatever's going on. Like they're live every day this week. And yesterday they had 800 comments on that live because they had so many people show up.
Wow. Email too helps. I know when we do lives and we send out an email that we're live now, we get more people to show up live. We just can't remember to do it. But if you can, remember to pre-schedule a email to go when you're scheduling your event, to go schedule a quick email to send out when you're supposed to go live. The only struggle with that is that if you go tile shopping and you forget that you're supposed to go live, that's a problem. So.
Well, and then when we do a challenge, the beauty of that is that you can pre-plan that's the time when you do 3 emails a day. And funny enough, we surveyed our people. Hey, even 2 emails a day during a challenge is a lot. 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. Like, would you like also another reminder of when we go live that day? And it was funny because everyone said yes. Because sometimes people are scared to email 3 times a day. You might tick off your client list, right? Or your list. But no, they wanted it. So yeah.
Well, and just to add to that, when we did our challenge, Maria, you set it up through Be Live. You can do the same thing with StreamYard, the third-party tools. And so then it's sitting there, and then you make an announcement, pin it to the top, but also then I go in and I tag everyone I can. So that also is another way to make sure they see the notification. They see that they're tagged for that live, and then when it's pinned to the top, people don't have to search for it. That's the one problem in groups, especially. People have a very difficult time sometimes finding when people go live because they haven't pinned it to the top, and the newsfeed gets so jumbled up. They get in there and I've done it myself. Can't find them. They're like, where are they? I know they're supposed to be live right now. So
yeah, anyway. Frustrating. So we also have our own success of the power of consistency, and that's with our own micro offer funnel. And Maria and I had this conversation the other day about the different stages of launching your micro offer funnels and the emotions that everybody experiences. And you'll see one of like 3 types of success. You'll either spend $1,000 and make 500. So you didn't quite make money back. You might spend $1,000 and make 1,200. So like you're making a little bit of a profit, but not really. Or you might spend $1,000 and make like $10,000. And then you've had this unicorn funnel. Every single one of those scenarios has its own struggles because the unicorn funnel eventually will crash. And then you're desperately trying to figure out how to get it back to unicorn status. The middle of the road, barely making a profit, never really allows you to scale. And so you're spending a lot of time and energy figuring out how to increase your conversion rates so that you can scale. And the one where you're only making about half of your money back is almost like going back to the drawing board and figuring out, is it my offer? Is it my messaging? Is it my targeting? Is it my whatever? So every one of those scenarios when you're launching your micro offer funnel, comes with its own blessings and curses. And our own micro offer funnel, I feel like we fall into that middle of the road category where we're making a profit, but not enough to scale. So we're trying to figure out, and we're very real and raw on like our lives with you guys. We don't want to sell you this dream without the process behind it. We don't want to sell you like blow smoke up your butt. Like, this is us. We're sharing our wins and our struggles all at the same time. So in our own funnel, we noticed that as we were trying to scale, we were not able to keep the profit margins high enough for it to make a difference. And we actually ended up losing money at the end of June when Facebook did its fun little algorithm thing. So we turned off ads. But here's the thing that we noticed. We actually made more profit on our micro offer funnel when we turned off ads. And here's the power of consistency and the reason why I believe that happened. Because we show up every single week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, and we talk about our offers. We always point people at least once a week or every other week. We always point people back to microoffermagic.com. So 1, we have a URL that you can say and people can remember. So when we're talking about these things, we're always saying, hey, if you want your own micro offer funnel, go to microoffermagic.com and go grab the Micro Offer Magic course. You can get access to all of our amazing course content to help you build your micro offer funnel. We talk about it all the time. And what we noticed is that we actually made more profit by turning off our ads in the last month than we would have had we kept trying to struggle street it up. So we're revamping and we're reevaluating our strategies for marketing, maybe revamping the page itself, because we believe that this product is so amazing and people really need to get their hands on it. But we have maybe a messaging issue, or we have maybe a targeting issue. We're not really sure. We're going to go back to the drawing board and see if we can strike it hot on this unicorn funnel. But in the meantime, while we're doing that, people are watching our videos, they're reading our posts, and they're reading our emails, and they're going and buying our products. But that wouldn't happen if we weren't consistently showing up and talking about it. So I just thought that was super funny. I sent a Voxer and I was like, hey, we actually made more profit in the last 2 weeks without ads than we would have had we run ads. Super fun.
And just so everyone knows, also, we were running ads for the challenge. So that was the other way of showing up. And then people who don't buy your core offer, because usually you offer a higher price point thing at the end of a challenge, they were still then going, okay, well, what's this micro offer magic about? And we would have these amazing days. And then we have other products in the product spin wheel, so to say, to sell to the people on our list now, because our list has grown quite a bit because I have to keep upgrading the active campaign account.
Yes, our list has grown quite a bit. Also in our email sequence, I noticed that the micro offer magic was linked inside of our welcome email for the challenge. So even though we had, what was our tripwire, was the social group amplifier.
Yeah.
But we also introduced them to micro offer magic if they wanted to get in on micro offer magic. So we had some good sales days. So it doesn't really matter how you're showing up, whether it's through posts, whether it's through lives. If you can always talk about your products and invite people into whatever it is that you offer. And I always say, invite them, if you have a micro offer funnel, invite them into your micro offer, because then that leads them down the rabbit hole of products that you offer, right? But it won't happen overnight. We've been promoting this for, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months now.
Yeah.
April.
Yeah. So it doesn't happen overnight. You don't notice, the big wins right out the gate, but you'll start to see the sales trickle in the more consistently you can show up, the more you can talk about your things, the more you can throw that URL out there to like the audiences. And if you don't feel like starting a podcast right now, try and get on other people's podcasts, because always at the end of the podcast, they'll go, oh, Maria, it was really lovely talking to you. Where can our listeners find more about you? And then Maria would go, they can find me on IamPossibleMarketing.com or Micro Offer Magic if they want to start their own micro offer funnel. And now all of a sudden, all of the listeners of that podcast are introduced to your product. Super powerful. Cool. I'm watching the comments.
Great end nugget there.
What'd you say?
That's a great end nugget. Let's end it there before we say something stupid.
Perfect.
And scene. I think that I'm seeing a couple of comments.
Oh, really? Maybe while you're in the comments, one thing, Ashley, maybe you want to talk to, just for quick hit, the importance of also just seeing where your ad account kind of settles at, right? Because we wanted to scale faster, but that was why then it became less profitable, because I'm all about, let's spend $50,000 a day. Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, that was something that was in all transparency. That was something we noticed with our own challenge. We wanted to come running out the gate with a specific ad budget. And we realized that the more money we were putting in, the higher the cost per lead. And we might as well pull back on ad spend, pay less per cost per lead, and still have the same number of leads coming in the door. But that's because we have a new ad account. We transitioned to a new ad account about a month ago. So we're still trying to teach this account how to spend the money that it needs to. Yeah. So we're slowly growing up, and Facebook has so many restrictions in place and how quickly you can scale. There's suggestions on how to scale. So definitely the education piece of knowing how to run Facebook ads and to properly scale. I mean, the whole 20% every 4 days is not a joke. Like I've noticed when I can do it very quickly, and sometimes it works, but if you have an evergreen product that you want to keep running, I promise you should not do faster than 20% a day, because stuff's going to get wonky in there. Definitely follow their recommendations on scaling.
For sure. Maria Jones says, I didn't really run ads either, but have been turning up and sharing my stuff and writing long posts and relevant posts, etc. So if you don't have a blog, I highly recommend that if you have a website, that you should have a blog, and try and commit to writing some relevant posts on your blog and then linking to your offers. So you can do that either through banners in your blog, or you can just do it as links in there. Like always make the invitation. You can put them in your PSs of your emails, the invitation into whatever it is you're selling. Maria is always selling. And so we've learned Maria's skills of always be selling, always talk about your offers. And really, if you're doing people a disservice if you don't share an offer that you know for a fact will change their life. So if you can think about it as selling as helping, if what you have to offer could really truly change somebody's life or enhance their experience or whatever, then like by all means, it is your responsibility to share it with the world. I think Marie Forleo coined that phrase, like the world needs that one special gift you have or something like that. So yeah, that's how my recommendations consistently show up. You can do blog posts, you can do your weekly videos, you can do your podcasts, you can do other people's podcasts. I would just Google like whatever podcasts are in your niche. Chances are they have a website and that they have a get on my podcast form or something like that. And you can submit. And if you can have a general like doc of what it is that your topic is, what you want to talk about, what are your, like, what makes you qualified to talk about this, and then like your website, I would just have that in like a notes or something like that, Google Docs, so that you can just like copy paste and put it into a bunch of submissions. It's my tip of the day. Tip of the day Tuesday. All right, friends, this is episode 26, I believe. We'll see you next week for episode 27. And love and light to you.
Wait, before you go, if you're listening to this, make sure you go to microoffermagic.com to check it out if you haven't purchased it yet.
That is Micro Offer Magic. What did you say, Ashley?
I said practice and preach.
Yes. Okay, bye.